Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to do a brief earnings review of Etsy stock third quarter results and also tell you if the stock is a buy after third quarter earnings. So let's get right into it. So Etsy is capturing more revenue from each transaction, and that's good news for investors. Overall revenue increased by 11.7% in Q3 to 594 million. This is impressive because the company gained significant amount of revenue during lockdowns when people were at home and not spending money on away from home experiences. So the fact that it's still growing revenue on top of the elevated level it's already at is impressive. However, loss from operations of 963 million was down from an income of 90 million during the same quarter last year. This was, however, due to an impairment of $1 billion on an acquisition it made, goodwill impairment. So it's not really a loss from the day-to-day operations. It was a loss because of a write-down of goodwill. Gross merchandise sales fell by 3% year over year to 3 billion. Still, it's up 150% from the same time in 2019. This is what I was talking about earlier. It jumped up from the pandemic lockdowns, and the fact that it's still high is impressive, despite the fact that consumers have significantly changed their spending habits to now spending more money on away from home things and less money shopping online. And Etsy is doing this by increasing its take rate. So it's taking a larger percentage from the sales on its platform. Remember, Etsy does not own the inventory on its platform. Instead, it brings together buyers and sellers, and then it takes a percentage from each transaction. Well, Etsy is increasing that percentage. That increased by 270 basis points year over year to 19.8%, which was up from 17.1% from the same quarter last year, and it's even up from the previous quarter. So it's impressive that Etsy continues to increase its take rate and meanwhile retain its customers, retain its buyers and sellers. And I also eBay is also one of the companies that I follow, and it's a competitor to Etsy. eBay is also increasing its take rate, increasing the percentage, but it's significantly below the level Etsy is at. But it's good news for investors that both eBay and Etsy are increasing their take rate, meaning so that sellers do not have somewhere else to go. If they get upset with Etsy for raising their take rate and they go to eBay, they realize, oh, eBay is raising the rate too. So it leaves sellers in a position where, it's kind of, we got to just take the fact that they're going to increase the take rate. They don't have an alternative option where they can go to where they feel like they're not getting increases in the transaction take rate. So this is good news for investors of these kinds of stocks. It's bad news for the businesses, obviously, that are selling on the platform because the fees are now higher. Etsy has 88.3 million active buyers. This was down from 89.4 million from the same quarter last year. However, it's up from 88.1 million from the previous quarter. So it experienced a downturn as economies reopened, but it's kind of trending back into growth now that it's able to reach a wider consumer base, even though consumers have more options on where they can spend their money. Cash flow from operations in the 9 months ended September 30th was 392 million. This was up from 361 million in the same period last year. So solid increases in cash flow from operations, even though the macroeconomic headwinds are not in its favor right now. It's not in its favor the fact that consumers are spending more money at restaurants, on travel, and things like that. So overall, impressive quarter for Etsy, and I would say that Etsy stock is a buy after third quarter results. I like the fact that it's increasing its take rate. It's not one of these businesses that's offering all of these promotions to attract sellers to its platform. It's telling sellers, hey, we're a great platform that allows you access to nearly 90 million customers. We're going to make you pay for the privilege of being on our platform. I like to see that as an investor. I like to see that in the stocks that I invest in. And so it's also increasing cash flow, and it was achieving good profits if we exclude this impairment, this one-time impairment. So Etsy stock is one of the recommended stocks to buy, and that's all I've got for this video. If you've gained some value from this video, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. It'll help me make more videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for all investors of all skill sets and risk levels. So I'm proud to partner with the Motley Fool to bring you 10 stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beaten the market by more than 3 times. Go to fool.com/Parkev to get your 10 stock picks now.